Hello everyone. Hopefully we've had a few people join us. We're just waiting for a couple more people to arrive. But I think we've got a great mix of people from lots of different backgrounds here. So we're hoping to give you an overview of Gloji Energy, which is the Child and Family Weight Management Service. It's a new service for Lincolnshire. We're hoping this will take about half an hour or so. And we've built in a little bit of time for questions. That definitely doesn't stop you asking questions if you have any throughout the course of the webinar. You can use the chat function, the Q&A function, but like I say, we will kind of make sure there's space at the end for any further questions. So I think maybe we'll whiz round and just quickly introduce ourselves, if that's okay with my lovely colleagues. So I'm Alison. I work for 1U Lincolnshire. 1U Lincolnshire are the custodians, if you like, of Gloji Energy. 1U Lincolnshire offer an integrated lifestyle service for adults across Lincolnshire, and Gloji Energy is part of our newest offering. So I'm going to try and go around my screen. So Helena, would you like to say a little bit about your role, please?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, nice to meet you guys. My role is the weight management lead at 1U Lincolnshire. So I look to support two of the delivery teams, one of them being the child weight management team that you're meeting today, and also the adult weight management team. So we do have services for both children and adults at 1U Lincolnshire.
Cool, thank you. Kerry, could you just introduce yourself briefly, please?
Hello everyone, I'm the Healthy Family Support Officer and I'm the lady that contacts families in the first instance, has a little chat about the programme and hopefully gets them signed up.
Thanks so much. And Chloe, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi everyone, I'm Chloe and I'm the Child Weight Management Lead. So I oversee the Gloji Energy service and support the practitioners in their delivery, and we're just really looking forward to getting across Lincolnshire and helping families be happy and healthy.
Oh, lovely. And Christine.
Hello everyone, my name's Christine and I'm the Engagement and Partnership Officer. So my role is to generate referrals into Gloji Energy by building relationships with schools, healthcare professionals and families.
And Georgina.
Hello, so I'm one of the child weight management practitioners and I meet face-to-face, both one-to-one and in groups with the families and the children to deliver the programmes to them.
Oh, lovely, thank you. We've still got people gradually joining us. So for those of you who've just joined, please do feel free to use the chat function or the Q&A function throughout the webinar to ask any questions or queries that you have, and we'll do our very best to answer them either throughout or right at the end. And we have turned your cameras off and muted you for your own comfort, really. But please settle down. It should only take 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to hand across to, I believe it might be Helena.
Yeah, that's spot on. Thank you, Alison. So first of all, we're just going to have a little look at why there's a need for this service nationally and also kind of at a local level as well. So when we have a little look at kind of child weight management, one of the key things that's done across the country is the National Child Measurement Programme, which takes place every year in primary schools where children in reception, sort of age 4 and 5, their height and weight is taken, and also as they sort of get to the end of primary school in year 6 as well. Sort of a combination of their height, their weight, their date of birth and their gender, it kind of gives a child a BMI, a body mass index centile score. And from this data that they've collected, they've been able to work out that across kind of England, 27.7% of children in reception are kind of measured as either overweight or obese. So, you know, sort of over 1 in 4 children are falling into this kind of category. We really want to be able to support as many of those as possible. And you can see by the time that the children reach kind of the end of primary school, this has increased quite significantly to 40.9% of children being measured as either overweight or obese. So, you know, it's really, really important that we try to support these families as early as possible to kind of prevent that further increase. It's interesting to see as well that in both of those age groups, boys are kind of slightly more likely to be obese than their kind of females in their age groups as well. And also it's really important that the service that we provide looks to support children and families that live in the most deprived areas, because sort of research suggests that children that live in those more deprived areas are twice as likely to be obese than children that live in the less deprived areas. So that's kind of the picture from sort of a national level. But when we look kind of more regionally, we can see kind of how East Midlands, the region that we're in, compares to that England average. So for the Year 6 pupils here, we can see that in East Midlands, 40.3% of children are either overweight or obese. So close to that national average. Luckily, yeah, a little bit below, which is good. But still, we want to, you know, be looking to strive to get that as low as possible. And then this one just here shows for the reception age children as well, that again, it is below that England average, but similar to the Year 6 pupils, aiming to get that as low as possible as well. So yeah, that kind of sets the scene as to, you know, why we you know, want to be able to support the families. And next up, we're going to have a little look at who can actually access Gloji Energy, this new programme that's been brought to the county. So Lincolnshire County Council have kindly funded a Tier 2 child weight management programme over the next 2 years. So we sort of started the contract back in July, and we've been sort of getting set up and getting everything up and running, and we sort of started our delivery around September time. And in this first year, we're looking to support 300 eligible children through this programme. You can see on the screen sort of the inclusion criteria there, so looking to support children that are aged 4 to 12 that are also measured on the 91st centile or above this. Earlier on I obviously mentioned about the what kind of makes a child's centile up, so yeah, kind of their height, weight, gender and their date of birth. The child also must live or go to a school or be registered with a GP in Lincolnshire as well, and be quite motivated to start making some changes to their health and lifestyle. There are a couple of sort of times when we might not be able to support the family, which are just noted on the slide, but we would always look to make sure that we signpost them to a relevant service or provider that can give them some support and guidance around what they're trying to achieve. So yeah, next up we're going to have a little look at what the programme's aiming to do.
So yeah, what are our main aims? So our main aim is to make a difference to the children and families of Lincolnshire. We want to support these families to be as happy, as healthy as they can be, through making small changes that are most importantly sustainable. 50% of the children that we work with will come from the areas of greatest needs, whether this is the areas of deprivation or areas with high levels of obesity. Whilst working with the children, we'll be trying to either stabilise or hopefully reduce the levels of childhood obesity. In addition, we'll be looking to increase physical activity levels in children and their families, aiming for children to take part in 60 minutes of activity every day. We also hope to guide families to make changes to their eating habits over the programme, such as increasing the number of portions of fruit and vegetables each day. We will also aiming to improve both children and family wellbeing over the programme. So that's our main aims, and we'll now move on to discuss what the service has to offer. So Gloji Energy. Gloji Energy is a 12-week long programme. Each session is a group-based for the child and parent or carer to attend. The sessions will usually run after school, but we will be looking to start some over the weekend to accommodate for busier family routines. Once we receive the referral, Kerry, our Healthy Family Support Officer, will contact the family to find out more about the child and sign them up for a suitable programme. The 12 weeks will begin with a face-to-face session with their coach. They will meet one-to-one with the family to give them an opportunity to build a rapport with the child and get to know more about them. The following 10 sessions, the 12 families join as a group. Each session will last for 60 minutes at a community venue across Lincolnshire. For the first 45 minutes of the session, the children will take part in a fun, energetic physical activity such as trampolining, rock climbing, yoga, or much more. So while the child is taking part in this physical activity, the parents will have 45 minutes discussion with our practitioner about nutrition, movement, or other healthy habits. For the final 15 minutes, children will join their parents to share their learning and engage in a family activity. And these include things like cold cooks, such as yogurt bark or pizza wraps, as well as taking part in bush tucker trials and meal planning activities. The final week, so week 12, will be a face-to-face meeting with the coach again, and the family will discuss how the programme has gone and what healthy habits they'd like to keep up and keep sustainable moving forward. So that's what our service has to offer. Alongside that, they also have a Gloji Energy journal to extend their healthy lifestyle knowledge with a booklet. And it's important to point out that this service is provided by Lincolnshire County Council, so the programme is free of charge to all families.
So just a little note on the next part of the webinar. We're going to be looking at conversation starters with parents and then how to refer a child to the programme. But really, this is only aimed at people that feel comfortable in doing this. We know that teachers and other staff have lots of difficult conversations with parents and children, but weight is a sensitive subject. And so our main objective today is to help you aid us in raising awareness with parents about the availability of the programme. So please don't worry if you don't actually want to directly refer yourself. The parents can refer the family and child. So looking at conversation starters then. If we were having a conversation with parents, we would try to remain positive, non-judgmental and use empathy. So we would ask lots of open questions, such with things like such as tell me about, how do you describe this, and just provide a friendly, warm, kind of opening, nurturing environment. We would advise the family that making lifestyle changes can be easier with support, and statistics show that this is really important in making changes. We would also ask that if you do refer a child, please do gain their consent and the consent of the family, as we do need this. If we were talking to the child, we would simply talk about the activities and how fun they are and how healthy lifestyles are important. We wouldn't talk about weight in particular. And this last slide, I won't dwell on this because, again, not everyone will be making these referrals and talking to parents. But if you do have a difficult conversation with parents, we would just, again, as I'm sure you all understand, would be very open, leave the door open, be nurturing and empathetic and understanding that they might feel angry, reflective of their feelings, and just say, we're here for you. So if there's anything we can ever do or you change your mind, just let us know. We're always here. And that's really the end of my section. What I would say is if you do need any more information or you want to talk to me, please do ring us. I'll hand over now to Christine.
Hello, so how do you make a referral? Well, it's really easy to make a referral. You can go on to the One New Lincolnshire website and there's a big yellow button at the top and it says sign up. And you select the pathway for the children, which is called Eat Well, Lose Weight for Children, Gloji Energy. So once you've selected that, it does take you through a few questions. It takes probably about 5 minutes to complete the form. Again, if teachers or adults want to complete it, they will need consent, but you can also advise and show parents how they can refer themselves or their children. It's really simple and easy to use. We have got some healthcare professionals here today as well, and using the system 1, you can now make referrals using the system 1, and you have to select tier 2 child weight management referral. So how can we support schools? there's lots of different ways that we can support schools, as you've already heard from my colleagues. Here are some of the other ways. So we can provide and deliver health and wellbeing workshops for parents. We can provide and deliver after school clubs or lunchtime workshops for the children. We can provide whole school assemblies on health and wellbeing. We can also have like a one-on-one conversation with a designated person in the school that wants to help develop health and wellbeing across the school and for their families. And we can also provide leaflets and posters. Although we can provide this, I would say that it is limited availability. So it's limited. So it's lots of nice things going on, but it is limited.
So we have lots of exciting up and coming groups. We have just started at the start of the month rock climbing at YMCA in Lincoln. We are still taking referrals for this group though, if we do have any more that would like to join. And then throughout November, we have Dance Free and Zumba starting in Mablethorpe Children's Centre. We have Dance Free at St Giles in Lincoln. We have trampolining at Ingermells near Skegness. And towards the end of November, we have a multi-activities group in Gainsborough. And after Christmas, we're looking to travel to other locations across Lincolnshire, such as Spalding, Louth and Sleaford. Moving forward in the new year, we also aim to start weekend sessions and then hoping to start in the summer months holding outdoor activities.
So here we go. We are through to the end, and I just wondered if anybody had got any questions. So I'm just clicking through people to allow your microphones to save anybody kind of typing in the box. But fundamentally, I suppose this is a new programme. We do have the option to be able to come out and work directly with schools or in particular geography. So if that's something that's of interest to you, like Christine said earlier, please do kind of let us know by, you should be able to unmute yourself if you'd like to have a chat with us now. Yeah, please do let us know. We will follow up after the webinar with an email, and particularly if you are in any of those areas where we've got some upcoming or current sessions, or if you've got ideas about locations you'd like us to work in, please do let us know. Has anybody got any questions?
Yes, please.
Hello, Alison, my namesake.
Firstly, I think the activities you're putting on are fab. So they're fun and exciting, aren't they? So, you know, hopefully that will encourage the children. My question really was, is there much of a waiting list if you refer somebody in? Is there long for them to wait, or does it depend on what area they live at to sort of be able to answer that question?
Yeah, I think that would be the last part of what you said, Alison, would be completely true. It really does depend. So, for example, in Lincoln, we do have a few people on a little list waiting for a course, maybe on a different day or on a Saturday. And the same is true for Boston. We've got a few families waiting for the possibility of maybe a weekend session. But we do, what we are doing is we do have a really good dialogue with those families, and we keep chatting to them and updating them. Have you got a particular location in mind, Alison?
Well, I cover Boston and South Holland, so Spalding area as well. So yeah, but I just know one of the health visitors was speaking about it, and I said, oh, I'm doing this training, I'll be able to update you afterwards. So I'll let her know.
Yeah, I mean, if you do have kind of a situation where you're like, actually there are kind of a cohort of families, or health visitor kind of knows of some families, absolutely get in touch with Christine, and we'll give you her details so we can make some plans to kind of book a session in and find some locations. So absolutely.
Lovely, thank you.
That's all right. That's all right. Suzanne.
Hello, thank you. I work in a school in Grantham, so I work with families and safeguarding and, you know, a number of other things. I don't teach.
Brilliant.
But trying to figure out how to get this out to families, because I can sit there and think of quite a few families that would really benefit from this. I think with the leaflets and everything else, we could probably put it on like our digital platforms, so to get parents and then have them come back to us, rather than, I can see some being quite upset unless they're already in attack or something. Might be a little bit upset about coming to talk about this. I can also put it towards parent groups. But I saw earlier when this came out, there was something happening in Jump Revolution, which is the trampoline park in Grantham.
Yeah.
But what you've put on the screen, does that mean there won't be anything happening in Grantham after that has finished, or?
I suppose that means that's what's happening currently in Grantham. And that's not to say that we won't be returning to Grantham or Sleaford or somewhere quite reasonably close by, for sure. But again, and team, I hope you'd agree with me. Certainly, if you'd like to kind of explore putting leaflets in book bags or on digital platforms, if we got a cohort of referrals come in from Grantham, we will go where the need is. Although obviously we do have to focus on the east coast of Lincolnshire as well. But yeah, we'll go where families want us to provide workshops. Okay, no, that'd be good. Just only because I think transportation would be a problem for some of the families. So okay, thank you very much. Will we have this PowerPoint given to us so I can show it to other senior members of staff? I believe Christine is going to send you an email out following the webinar, because we've got lots of people that couldn't make it, and we're going to include slides, digital leaflets, videos. Okay. And I must say to probably all of you, our most favourite thing is coming out and meeting with you all and having a real chat about how we can really make things work for you locally. So if that's of interest to anyone on the webinar right now, please do just kind of let us know, and we'll come and meet with you and have a chat with you personally, because we know everyone's got a different situation.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. That's what we're thinking of that as well. So perfect. Thank you.
That's all right. Has anybody else got any questions at all while we're still kind of live on the call? It doesn't stop anyone emailing either. No. Is there anything else that anyone would like to mention from the Gloji Energy team that we probably haven't mentioned? Don't know that there is, really. It might be worth very briefly just mentioning to you all that as part of the child measurement programme, the letters that have gone out to parents do mention about Gloji Energy in the letters, and there is basically an option now for parents of children who do measure above the 91st centile to be for their details to be passed the Gloji Energy team. So we do have some developing kind of referral routes with that child measurement programme that is beginning in schools, well, now onwards. So yeah, we've got some good routes with those guys as well.
Yeah, I think I was just going to add as well, Chloe might have mentioned it, so sorry if you did, but alongside doing the group programme that we offer, we're trying to encourage the children to sort of sustain their physical activity. So one of the things which we're trying to offer at all of our venues is some kind of like discounted pass to use. So if it's at the trampoline park, some of our venues have offered like a 20% discount for the children to have alongside doing the programme and post programme. And similarly at sort of some of the leisure centres, like in Boston, they're offering like a swim pass and things like that. So there's kind of additional things alongside the programme that we're offering the children to really give them that kind of full package, if that makes sense. So yeah, just another little part of the programme which Chloe may have mentioned, so apologies if you did. Oh, I don't know if you're on mute, Ali.
So if there's no more questions, I think unless anyone wants to hang around and chat to us individually, I think we probably will wrap up the webinar. And in the meantime, please do watch out for an email from it'll be Christine Cotton with some follow-on information. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. We know how busy everyone is, so thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.